And this guy is so awesome, and I tell myself that's God saying to Gideon, you might be the runt, but you got it in you, man. You got it in you. You might be the one no one is looking at and no one cares about and nobody even wants to buy or nobody wants to even sees as a lost cause, sees as just basura. But I see a mighty warrior. I see a mighty warrior. Stop making excuses already. You're great and you're mighty. Come on, warrior. Rise up. Rise up. Rise up. Rise up. This is where God met him, at the wine press. God will meet you where you're at, and God will begin to stir you back up. Amen. Then he tells him in verse 16, I will be with you. He says, I want to be with you. He said, in other words, you and me together are going to do great things. Amen. Me and you together are going to do this. He says, you will strike down all the Amalekites together. Someone say together. Together. In other words, this is nothing for you. This is going to be easy for you. You got this, mighty man. Come on, somebody. You got this. Someone say, I got this. Say, I got this. You got this. You got what's before you. You got all these holidays coming, and some of you you're going to be missing some loved ones and some things happening. You're going to have come up with some things in your mind, some frustrations. You got this, mighty warrior. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it through this. You're going to make it through what's going on. You're going to make it through this pandemic. You're making it. You're making it. You're coming out. So many of us miss God's will for our lives, because we just can't see ourselves or see the inner image, how God sees us. We could miss our life, we could miss our purpose and miss what God has because we don't see ourselves the way God sees us. And so then we belittle ourselves and we stay in that place. See, God met him where he was. See, God will meet you where you're at, but it doesn't stop there. This is the thing, and I don't want to. I hate to. There's a lot more there. But I have a guest speaker coming Sunday. Hate to thinking, should I save it or should I go? But God will meet you where you're at. God will meet you where you're at. God will meet you where you're at. And when he meets you where you're at, he will tell you who you are. He'll meet you where you're at, and then he'll tell you who you are, and then he'll give you marching orders. Come on, somebody. He'll meet you where you're at, tell you who you are, and he'll give you marching orders. He tells them these things, what he's going to do, and then all of a sudden, something happens to Gideon that should happen to all of us. In other words, he begins to go, and all of a sudden Gideon gets the courage to go, and he begins to see the warrior in him. Then he goes and he destroys a temple. He tears down a temple. Look in verse 22. When Gideon realized that it was an angel, he told him, he says, hey, don't leave. I'll be back. Just wait for me. And he goes, and he waits for him, and he comes back. Look at verse 24. So Gideon built the altar of the Lord there and called it, the Lord is peace. To this day it stands in Ophrah of the Abiezrites. Listen to this. That same night the Lord said to him, here it goes, here comes the task now. Take the second bull from your father's herd, 17 years old. Tear down your father's altar to Baal. Cut it down. He says, and I want you to build a proper altar for the Lord on the top of the high. Use the wood, he tells him what to use. And so Gideon took 10 of his servants and did what the Lord told him to do. This was the task. God met him where he was at, told him who he was, gave him purpose. Now the test will come. Because the test will come to you when God tells you your inner image, and he'll tell you who you are. And you're going to be tested, and you're going to go through things, and you're going to go through stuff. But you got to accept the task and says, you know what? God is with me. Come on, God is with me. God is with me. God is with me. And he goes and he tears that down, and everybody starts tripping. Who did that? You're going to have to take out your son, and you're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to do that. And it rises up a revolution. God, people rose up. Come on, somebody. It rose up. It rose up a great army. A great army. Because God empowered him. God empowered him.